own assets or get left behind? Let's talk about it in this walk and talk video here on this mild December day. But before we do me a favor, like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, assuming you want to hear from me. I'd appreciate it. So yeah, it's pretty simple, guys. Own assets or you're gonna get left behind. If you're not already in them, I don't know what to tell you, but we're going to talk about where things are right now and what I'm doing and what you might want to do. Of course, none of this is financial advice. You do you. You make your own decisions. I'm not responsible for them, but I'll give you some ideas and thoughts, and we'll go from there. So, yeah, if you haven't noticed, people are buying and owning assets, and if you don't, you're going to be left going, what? I don't understand what happened. You're not paying attention, and unfortunately, the majority are in that camp. They're not paying attention to any of it, and so they're going to get surprised at some point along the journey, unfortunately, and it's just a matter of time. So I'm not suggesting that anyone FOMO into any assets right now, but I do think that it would be smart to begin accumulating or acquiring things that you can say you own. And what would be some of those things that would be good to own? Assets that, in my opinion, it would be good to own. And some of these assets come in different flavors, so to speak. Mainly on the equity side. So the ones I like the most are Bitcoin. I mean, look, you can't go wrong with Bitcoin. Digital gold, I mean, it's not going anywhere. And now I know all the attention right now is on precious metals, and who would have thought, right? Including coming from this guy, because I would have never thought that gold and silver would do what it's doing. But I get it. I understand why it's doing what it's doing, and I get it. I'm supportive of it. Look, I'm not going to discriminate. I like it. Let's get it all. Let's just get as much of all of it as we can get. I'm not going to be, I'm not going to turn down the future or the growth of something just because of some past opinion that I had or some old analysis that I had. And like, I say, we got to pivot. So Bitcoin, yes, Bitcoin is a great one to own. Gold is a great one to own. Silver, a great one to own. One of my favorites, actually. Not that I don't like gold. I love gold. I just think that silver, it's just a lot more attractive. It's got more use cases. The price point is attractive for people. When you say, oh, you can get an ounce of gold for $4,500, or you can get an ounce of silver for 70. Yeah, it's going to look pretty attractive. Now, I will say that I have switched my investing here lately to more gold. And the reason why is because of the silver to gold ratio. And it's a little out of whack right now. Well, it's not out of whack. I mean, it is what it is. It's just a simple ratio. And we're down in the 60s right now. Then what that means is for how many ounces of silver does it take to equal 1 ounce of gold? That's basically the formula, simplistic in a nutshell. You just divide them into each other, and you're going to get a number in the 60s right now. And so the higher the number, the more you want to be in silver, right? Because silver is the better deal. The lower the number means that silver is catching up to gold, and gold is not moving up as fast as silver is moving up. So it would be probably a better play to get into the gold side. So I've actually been investing more into gold lately while that ratio is going down, and at some point I'll probably switch it back to silver because I'm a lot heavier on silver than I am on gold, and that's not hard to do because the weight, and that's one of the big complaints with silver has been, you gotta have a lot of it. It weighs a lot for what you're getting, and with gold you don't take much to have a lot of value, right? And so that's cool. So I've kind of shifted to acquiring some gold here and going back and forth, but I've also dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin. While it's down, while it's in the mid 80s, I think it's anything in this all the way down, people saying, oh, it's going to 70, oh, it's going to 50, oh, it's going in the 30s. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think it's getting that low at all. But I'll be buying all the way around in there because I do believe that eventually it's going to go much, much, much higher than it is now. And you know, we just in a down. A lot of people think we're in the 4-year cycle in the bear. I don't think so. I think the 4-year cycle is dead. I really do. I don't think there's much influence in it anymore. Not with all the institutions that are out there acquiring it. And believe me, they're buying it big time right now. You just don't know it. And then you say, well, Gen X got all these institutions and all this buying's going on. Why isn't it moving the price? The simple answer is these institutional buyers, the Michael Saylors, right? He's buying, you know, thousands and thousands of Bitcoin every Monday, hundreds of millions of dollars, billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin. It's like, if he's buying all that, then why isn't it moving the price? Because he doesn't buy it on the open market. He buys it over the counter. OTC is what that is, then what that stands for. OTC is over the counter. And so they do that so it doesn't, the price doesn't work against them, right? Can you imagine if he took $1 billion and went on Coinbase and did a market buy on all that? It would shoot the price up to, he's basically running the price up against himself. He doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want the market to work against him. And the same way on the other side, you don't want to sell against yourself, right? So if you sell all this Bitcoin in one big hit, you're basically, the orders have to fill, and you're getting less and less for it as you sell big orders like that. So they do it over the counter. And that's why you don't see it move. I hear that all the time. People don't understand that you can buy and negotiate and agree to buy it on the back behind the open market, so it doesn't affect the price against you one way or the other. So Bitcoin, gold, silver, platinum, palladium. Palladium, people are talking about, you better look out. It's kind of this one that's just under the radar right now. It's like kind of the last mover. But, you know, those are, any of the precious metals, the top precious metals, those are owning assets. And if I was talking to a buddy of mine on the phone, I was like, you own any silver? He's like, yeah, I got some from my granddad. It's a big old Ziploc bag full of it. And he goes, man, that's probably worth $30,000-$40,000. I was like, $30,000-$40,000? Like, are you sure? He's like, I guess. I was like, do you know what the price of silver is right now? He's like, no. I'm like, you're kidding me. He's like, no. I'm like, you might want to pull that out. And I said, is it in rounds or is it in, what's it in? He says, it's just in coins. I said, you might want to pull that out and check that out. and do the, you might be having more than what you think. And he's like, oh, okay, all right, I'll do that. So, yeah, any of the precious metals, Bitcoin, Ethereum, you know, but I would primarily focus on Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin has to be heavily weighted in your portfolio of crypto. It needs to be the majority of it because it will help you weather the storm. Like if you're in all altcoins and not in Bitcoin, yeah, you're owning altcoins, but they're not going to perform as well as Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the first mover, both ways, up and down. So what else would I get? A lot of people say, what about real estate? Not now. Not now. There's a time and a place for real estate. And unfortunately, it's not right now, but it will be soon. I'm just watching Nick Gurley with Reventure app the other day, and he's in Nashville now, and he's looking, I guess he's probably in an apartment maybe, but he's looking to acquire and buy a condo. He's talking about it on his video. And so the market is in Nashville area is just now getting right to enter in and make buy, but I don't know that it's at the bottom yet, so I would hold out longer. I don't see any momentum on the upside that would say, oh, we're turning, you may want to get in. So if you already own real estate, fine. If you've owned it for a long time, it's your family farm and you've been there and it's paid for, that's fine. But if you're looking to make a move, acquire, now is probably not the time to be doing it. I know it isn't for me. I've got cash ready to go. I'm ready to pull the trigger on a real estate deal, but the time is just not, it's not there. It's not down. It's not in distressed enough to go in. And with real estate, you really need to do that. And borrowing money on it, to me, doesn't make any sense. Just like you wouldn't borrow money to buy Bitcoin or gold or silver. Don't ever borrow money to invest in assets. That is not smart, and it's very counterproductive. So no, I would stay away from real estate right now. A year or two from now, we might be talking, but right now, not interested. Even if you're buying it for the for an investment purposes, where you're going to rent it out, the problem is the cap rates right now just are not good. And Nick Gurley was just talking about the rents in the Nashville area are plummeting, going way down because there's just so much for rent on the market, and people aren't they're just overbuilt. Too much rental property, and so they're having to readjust, and they're going down the rents to try to attract people to come rent from them. So the rental space is adjusting, and so that's good. What are some other assets I would be looking to acquire? I would go with your tech equities, your major companies, the ones that aren't going anywhere, even if the market turns south. Your big magnificent seven. Yes, people say, well, it's so overflated. These companies are trading way high on their PE and all of that. And, yeah, that's true. But I would be buying the dips on those and really building a nice blended portfolio of precious metals, digital assets, and strong growth income equities is what I would be looking at right now. It's becoming less attractive to hold cash right now because of the interest rates are going down. So the yield that you're getting on your money in money markets or wherever you may have it parked is getting worse. It's not getting better right now. So, but you need to have cash on the side, and we've talked about that. So having 6 months supply of cash just in case things get sideways, you've got it. That's always good. And so real estate, wouldn't touch it right now. Let it exhaust. So you kind of look at these markets right now. It's funny how this stuff changes. You got the equities, you got precious metals, you got digital assets, you got real estate, right? So equities are up. They've kind of drawn back a little bit. The tech side have drawn back and taken a little haircut lately. But I think it's all temporary. So I think there's some DCA opportunities there. Real estate, not time yet. Better than it was. So if you have to do something now, I wouldn't say it's horrible. But I would, if you've got time to wait it out, I would definitely wait it out because I think we've got some much more downside to go in real estate. Digital assets, not doing the best right now. It's just trying to find out where the bottom is. So I would be DCAing into that. Is a good opportunity there. Real estate, not quite the best opportunity. The big tech companies, tech equities, you can make an argument that those are overinflated, and so I would be real selective on finding the ones that have are prime or just right to get into. And I haven't done all the analysis to tell you which ones, and I won't tell you. You do your own research and figure it out. And then what was the other one? Oh, precious metals. It's on a run up, and people are like, why would you want to buy into all of that? Your exit liquidity, right? Why would you want to run that up? And we've seen what gold and silver can do in the past. It can get very volatile in a moment's notice. So why would you want to buy into the peak, right? Well, maybe. The whole dollar debasement thing is really what drives this whole conversation, the whole point of this video. You got to own assets because the dollar is becoming worthless. Something else is going to take the place of the dollar, and it might be multiple things. It might not be just gold or silver or Bitcoin or some other transactional currency that we may select or pick one day. It could be a few different things, and that's fine. That's diversity. I'm cool with that. So that's the moral of the story, guys. You got to own assets. Get your hands on assets. If you've got a safe that's loaded up with United States dollars sitting in there, you're doing it wrong. Unless it's short-term cash in case of an emergency. But if you've got just piles and piles of cash in a safe sitting there, Not smart at all, unless you need it for an emergency or as part of your emergency fund. But I know people out there that have got a lot of cash that are sitting in a safe because it makes them feel warm and fuzzy. But you know, if that ends up, the dollar ends up continuing. I mean, look, guys, look, we're $38 trillion in debt. The dollar's being debased like crazy. This can't end well. And if you look at the history, anytime that gold and silver do, it's trying to tell us something. But people are opting out of the debased currency and they're trading it in for something else. And that's gold and silver and digital assets, Bitcoin. They're looking for alternatives because they don't want to be stuck without them. And so people are figuring it out. So, and look, retail hasn't even really figured it out yet with gold and silver. As a matter of fact, retail hasn't figured out a lot of stuff yet with Bitcoin and all of that. That stuff has much higher, it has much more upside to go. We're still relatively early, and you could really make the argument the same thing with gold and silver, that we're early there as well, even though it's been around forever. That doesn't necessarily mean that it can't reset itself, and that's the key, right? It's resetting. The whole monetary system is resetting itself. So that's the moral story, guys. Own assets or get left behind. Merry Christmas to y'all, and I appreciate you being part of my channel. Much more to come. It's exciting. Looking forward to 2026. Got a lot of ideas, stuff planned. Do me a favor, like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. I'd appreciate it. You guys have a good one. Gen X Guy out. See ya. Bye.